freight broker business right from the start. You'll gain access to live training from expert freight specialists and receive direct mentoring to help you achieve more. We're also offering you our turnkey book of business emails that will help you gain new leads and grow your sales. Choose from our affordably priced packages, and after you complete the 90-day course, you'll be placed on our expert team of brokers. So, if you're ready to build your financial future and push your freight broker business to new levels, then contact one of our sales representatives to join our next presentation at 5 p.m. You won't want to miss this opportunity. Contact us today.
That's the same price as the other daycare. So, because I got to do daycare. I got to do daycare for another year or so. So, that's all that. Each of these are free. It's the same price as it would any other daycare, and ours already.
I think so many people are keyboard activists, right? Everybody's good at sending a tweet about how the world should be, and nobody's doing anything about it. And that is just very much human nature.
We've gotten soft as a culture.
Yes, you know, I mean, of course we've gotten soft as a culture in the US because the US has had an incredible 200-year run, right? Like, this is just what happens, you know. So as a culture, you know, I can't speak for, you know, people that live in the Amazon River, and I can't speak for, you know, people that still live in Belarus, but the American culture is soft, and that's a great thing. That means there's been enormous amounts of prosperity. But let's not be naive. I mean, people literally complain when somebody gives them the wrong amount of like extra cream in a Starbucks $6 coffee. My lack of interest in complaining is so high, and when I watch what people complain about, it breaks my heart because they completely lack perspective. And I genuinely believe my happiness and optimism comes from my perspective. Even in political unrest times like right now, a lot of people are very bent out of shape, but the reality is that it's just never been better to be a human being. That's just the truth. That's just data. That's reality. And yeah, I mean, it's just a very fun time to be alive. And I think the way people look at the world right now, because it's such an incredible time, is actually the quickest tell to who they are. If you think it sucks when it's bad, you have losing pessimistic DNA. And if you think it's awesome and phenomenal, you have optimistic winning DNA. And I believe that to be true. And so that's where we're at. We're beating ourselves up. Like, everybody sucks at something, right? Like, we all have shortcomings and we all have strengths. And for me, it's like, why don't we just audit that? Like, why don't we just look at it that way and be like, all right, well, I'm good at this, but I'm not good at that. Like, and then I only focus what I'm good at, right? Like, I don't dwell that I can't fix shit around the house. I call somebody to fix it. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm not a man. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, like I don't get it. Like, we all, like, I also think it's awesome that I'm so emotionally stable and I'm the emotional backbone of everybody. Is that what a dude's supposed to do? Like these cliches, these stereotypes, they're so silly. I'm fully in love with myself, but I'm also fully in love with everybody else too, right? It's not like it goes both ways. Like, I tell people to buy into me that work for me, it's because I buy into them first. Like, I don't need anybody to gain trust with me. It's there. Like, I believe that the human race is so grossly underrated. We are good. Of course we have some bad. There's fucking 7 billion of us. But like, when you look at our net score, it's bonkers shit. Like, do you know how much damage we could be doing to each other on an hourly basis, and we don't? Like, we're still here. Like, we won. We're the alpha being, and we've figured out how to stay together. This is insane when you think about it. And yet everybody wants to dwell on like somebody said something mean.
Well, Dr. Cam, where's our music?
Oh, are you missing your attendance?
Yeah.
You guys stay on top of me. Not
really.
If you leave Dara and I in charge of music, we can be listening to some Cardi B up in here.
Oh, yeah.
I do got
I
a
do got a
little
little something new for you.
Just one of
One
our
of our
new
new
motivations.
motivations.
Check
Check
this
this
out.
out.
Actually, that's an
old
old
one.
Yeah, that's a bad name.
The new one
Right.
Very
is
similar.
similar.
Here
we go.
Take a look at this.
Looking for hands-on training to build a freight broker business of your dreams? Then make the dream a reality with a unique opportunity to learn from the best. We're offering our Golden Phoenix program courses to give you the competitive advantage to build a successful and profitable freight broker business right from the start. You'll gain access to live training from expert freight specialists and receive direct mentoring to help you achieve more. We're also offering you our turnkey book of business emails that will help you gain new leads and grow your sales. Choose from our affordably priced packages. And after you complete the 90-day course, you'll be placed on our expert team of brokers. So, if you're ready to build your financial future and push your freight broker business to new levels, then contact one of our sales representatives to join our next presentation at 5 p.m. You won't want to miss this opportunity. Contact us today.
What do you think of that new one?
Awesome.
I like that.
The cartoon style were not really my favorite. I used to like the live people, but all of the numbers say people actually pay attention to these new styles.
I like the cartoons.
So we are live with the freight broker tip of the day, and Les Kayla or Dara have an amazing tip of the day in the freight world. I'll show you something that I was going over again yesterday that I started out doing. And freight. Either you have something you want to share?
What'd you say?
Either you have something in the freight world you want to share? I mean, shipper, new customer contact, anything like that?
Not so much like anything regarding freight, so to speak, but something kind of regarding on a personal level. So I'm trying out for a swim team, and my husband said something to me last night when I was trying to get my times down, and I kept saying I couldn't do it. And he's like, Kayla, the only person stopping you from being great is yourself. And, I guess that kind of applies to anything, because you can't just not do something because you're scared, and that actually applies to like the freight broker training school, for example. A lot of people don't want to do it because they're scared they're going to fail, but that's all. I mean, failure's all in your mind.
What about you, Dare?
Well, I just want to say spring is almost here, guys. It says it's here already, but it is not because it's still cold out and raining and nasty. But with that being said, the season's changing. So get on them produce sites, figure out what's moving, start calling them shippers, and get them loads.
Hey, Dara, I hate to break it to you, but they're calling for frost this weekend.
I don't like you.
I'm going to share my screen and show this is an old standby. If you ever want to just pick up your numbers in freight recruiting, jump on over here and do this with something people don't think about a lot, but every single dry van out there that's got any freight in it, with the exception of maybe reefers where you dump the potatoes on the floor, what do they use? What do they have to use for every shipment, guys? They have to use pallets. So if you think about it, pallets are a commodity. So they've got to stack it on pallets. Pallets have to be lifted with the forklift.
Yeah, that's kind of like with your safe serve in restaurants and stuff. Everything has to be at least 6 inches off the ground. So that makes sense.
All right. You've got to have a pallet involved. So I type on Google. I use the word directory a lot. Okay. So I put pallet directory. And I can follow this with any state. All right. So I can put Arkansas in there. All right. And this is going to give me a pallet directory in Arkansas. So let's take a look. The very first thing that's listed, or third or fourth down, you'll see all kinds of pallets, places that make them, places that distribute them, manufacturing companies. Look at this. Look at all of those. Now, one thing that may help you refine your search, this is another old trick, is to put PDF in there, PDF, and hit it. Because then everything that you look at will be in sort of a list form, okay? Right? So to have a PDF. So for example, this has got Forest Industry Director PDF. Let's look at it. Let's see what it's got. So we just pulled up a directory, right? It's an Arkansas directory. What's it got in it? See what it's got in it? It's got shippers. See there? And it's a directory of shippers. All right, now these particular shippers may be pallet mill. See, there's Clay's pallet mill right there. Commercial lumber. They could be anything. They could be designer shops that use pallets. There's Fowler Lumber. I mean, but it basically it's going to give you an instant list of shippers to call. And I just showed you that in a few seconds. That's 94 pages of directory, and it's in PDF form. Now, true enough, it says January 2017, but I mean, some of them may be out of date. But still, you have just, I mean, that's a day's work calling all of those. You call every shipper in that 94 pages today, you're doing good. All right? And you will eliminate the ones that are not active. So, something to think about. All right? Something to, people tell me every day they can't find shippers. I talk to brokers on a daily basis that have been in business 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. They don't have one customer. All right? I just showed you how to get 94 pages of customers in about 5 seconds. Let's take it a little further. Let's go on out. Let's go back a few steps. You can use the word national. Now, this is kind of a fun thing to do. Anytime you want to throw a really big net, I put pallet mills, national, PDF. Anytime you put the word national in it, what does it do? It takes it from local to national. Now let's see what we got. All right, there's a PDF, uniform standard for wood pallets, wood pallet manufacturing, the market for wood pallets in the steel industry, a pallet cost system, wood packing standards, lumber and labor, LEP for wood manufacturing industry, OSHA, an assessment. These are mostly, so far you're seeing mostly dimensions and things like that, which is okay. That's fine. But what you really want is a list, right? So then we come into wood pallet manufacturing. Let's take a look at this. No, I don't like the look of that. This is global, Chinese versus, I mean, it helps you to know where all the pallets come from, but that's not really what we're looking for either. What we're looking for is a good solid PDF. All right, have a look right here. A PDF of Nebraska Forest Products and secondary predecessors. All right, it's 2011, so it's not new, but take a look what we have in here. All right, businesses indexes. We're going to go a little lower. What is this? Look at that. That's manufacturers. That's a list. And I think this is probably going to end up being, well, it's about 10 pages, but look what you got. Woodworkers, wood specialties, wood option, trailer pallets. So there you go. There's another list. Instantly found it in just a few seconds. So there's a couple of old tricks. I like to show these on the tip of the day. Something that you can honestly sink your teeth into if you're looking for a customer. All right? That's where we get all our customers from. All right? Is one step at a time, one day at a time, one call at a time. And then you get it. I think Dara got a customer yesterday, didn't you, Dara? And Kayla? Both of you. I don't think the day goes by that you don't get a customer.
No, not really.
I actually didn't really do any shipper calls yesterday. I was kind of doing other stuff. But had I been doing shipper calls, I guarantee I could have gotten at least one or two.
Well, one of the things.
You're on mute.
One of the things we want to educate ourselves to do is somewhere in the neighborhood of lunch. I like to go after lunch, but you can go before lunch, AM or PM. Carve yourself out 15 to 20 minutes and make shipper calls every day. And the only reason I'm saying that is it's a skill, and like any other skill, if you do not apply it, you will forget those tiny little nuances that make you a master. All right? So don't forget to make, besides that, you're going to find out that in that 15 or 20 minutes, you'll snag a customer 9 times out of 10 because there's something about the timing of being fully prepared for the object and being able to listen and tell the customer exactly what they need to hear. It gives your ratio of call per customer approval goes up when you become better at what you're doing. So if I were to say I come in the morning on, let's say Wednesday tomorrow, and it's Shipper Recruiter Day, and I do nothing but call customers, then I call a large volume. Let's say I call 200 customers, and I get, say, 20. That's a really good call to customer ratio, but I've spent my whole day at it. Where if instead I spend 15 or 20 minutes and snag a customer, that's a lot higher call to customer ratio because I just took 15 or 20 minutes out and snagged one. So keep your skills up. Try to hit the phones 15 or 20 minutes a day, regardless of anything else you're doing, and see if your ratio doesn't go up. because you are eating what you kill. Plus, not to mention, that's $100 a day. You snag a customer a day for 5 days, that's $5 extra $100 on payday. So, something to think about. Anyway, that's all I got. You ladies have anything inspirational before we sign off?
Not that I know of, not today. Just really don't be scared and get out there and don't be afraid to try something new or try something that is something that you dream of always doing.
Challenge yourself. You're never going to get better at what you're doing now if you don't make it harder and then accomplish that goal and that obstacle.